The basics of SPSS. Okay, let's start with turning it on. Several ways. I'm going to go here, all programs. Scroll down. This is IBM SPSS statistics. I personally am going to use version 23. There are later versions, but to be honest with you, the SPSS hasn't changed much since version 19. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. It's going to take a second to open up. It is a big program. This is your opening page. So if you have been working on a file, it will show up here in the recents file. We're going to go ahead and open up a new data set. Click that one. Click OK down here. So this is an empty data sheet. This is a .sav file. Real quick, I'll go over the naming, type, width, decimals, label, values, missing, columns, line, measure, and roll. So the name of the variable, this is down here in variable view. You also got data view. Data view is where the numbers go. I'm going to show you a quick exercise here. But data is where the numbers go. Variable view is where you name the variables. So I'm just going to name the first variable weight. And it is a numeric. Width, this only tells you how many decimal places or how many characters you can name here. This isn't very important. We're going to keep all our weight in whole numbers, so we don't need decimals, but again, this isn't big. Labels, if you want to name this something else besides the name of the variable, be my guest, right? This, under labels, this will show up on the output. Values, if this is a categorical variable, like where 1 means not very heavy, 2 means medium, 3 means heavy, etc., where you turn it into a categorical variable, you put these under values. Missing, don't worry about that. Columns, don't worry about that. A line, if you want to put it in the middle of the column, right or left, not very important. Measures, this one is. So we're going to call this a scale because weight normally is a scaled variable or a continuous variable. Now, it could have been ordinal variables or nominal variables, but again, this is scaled. Now, a roll, this is relatively new for SPSS. I'm not even going to go into it here. So don't worry about the roll, okay? So let me show you some of the big ones up here. File, if you want a new one, you want to open up a database, right? Data is a .sav file. That's the one you're looking at now. An output, let me show you what an output looks like. This is an output file, spv.spv, and it looks like I better pay my license. But this is where all the charts and tables and the output from your SPSS calculations will show up on this file. This is an output file. And save your data frequently. You never know what's going to happen. And the rest of these are, you can go to recently used data files, recently used output files, etc. Edit. Let's go to edit. You can insert a variable. You can undo, redo. View, don't use that a lot. Data, I use this a lot. There's some biggies here. Basically down at the bottom, split file and select cases. Those two are commonly used. Transformed. If you want to make a new variable, which I'm going to show you here in a different video, or recode into a different variable or same variable, those are kind of important. Replace missing values. So if you're missing a lot of data, you can replace missing values with whatever you want. Number one is you replace missing values with the mean of that variable. But again, that's not always the right thing to do. You're assuming that person is average, which we never do. So this is your main money box right here. Analyze. 95% of everything we do in SPSS goes through analyze. So descriptive statistics. Compare means. This is going to be our t-tests. General linear model. This is where we do our ANOVAs and MANOVAs. Generalized linear models. Mixed models. Correlations, regressions, etc. Okay, graphs. We're going to do a lot of graphing. I always use the legacy dialog box here. You can do a chart builder if you want. Okay. And it works pretty good, but it's just easier to use the legacies as far as I'm concerned. Custom, don't care. Utilities, don't care. Add-ons, window, help, don't care. Last thing I'm going to show you here is how to put data into a variable. So we're still in variable view here. This is all the information about the variable. Data view is the actual numbers. So you see there's nothing but blanks. You're going to be doing a lot of cut and pasting from Excel. Excel and SPSS are very friendly. So you simply highlight the data, right click, copy, jump back. Make sure you're in cell A1. This is one of the SPSS fallbacks is it doesn't roll it back up to cell number 1 for you automatically like Excel does. But you're going to right click paste, give it a minute, and so there you have your variable. Got it? All right, so that's it for this video. MGZ out.